Hi, this is Arun George. So you're on your way to achieving your success. You've gone through your trainings and you're motivated and you feel confident. You feel that yes, I will do what it takes and I'm going to make it. All right, and fantastic. That's great. Now I'm here to basically tell you a very important factor, okay, which separates people who actually achieve their goals and people who are motivated, who have the desire to achieve, who have the intention to achieve it, but don't achieve their goals. Okay, so what is that important factor that separates these two groups of people? It's their sense of urgency. All right. So now, what is sense of urgency? And you might have heard, growing up, you might have heard that patience is a virtue, and you might think, yeah, slow and steady, we'll do it, a little bit every day, inch by inch, I'm going to reach it, and all that stuff. That's fantastic. All right. Sense of urgency is not the opposite of patience. It is not. Like, a lot of people confuse that. Opposite of patience is being impatient. But sense of urgency is a totally different thing. The sense of urgency that I am referring to here, which successful people have as a very core value of themselves, is knowing what is important and doing it with a singular focus so that they achieve their goal in the shortest amount of time that it would take for them. So when you're pursuing something, first of all, you have to convince yourself how important that is. How important is that thing that you're pursuing? A lot of people do our business as though this is just one of their options to make money. Now, sooner you realize that this probably is your only option to really make it big in life, the faster you realize that, the better for people, the better for you. So for most of us, apart from this, there's really no other option to really make it big financially in life. So, first of all, stop fooling around, thinking that this is one of the options and I'm going to try it a little bit here and there and all that stuff. So once you realize that this is my only chance to make it big financially, then you will feel a different sense of importance in what you're doing. And from that feeling of this is my only option comes that urgency. Now, sense of urgency is one of the most important factors that separates people who achieve their goals from those who go to trainings, do all the right things, read the books, attend the trainings and all that stuff, but they're doing the activities, they're doing the activities a little bit, but even after a few years, they are nowhere close to the big goal. I mean, they might have achieved a few things here and there and all that stuff, but nowhere close to the big goal. So, I strongly urge you to work in your business with a very high sense of urgency. Now, sense of urgency is not being impatient. It's not being restless. See, impatience is you wanting something somehow. All right, I just want it. I just want it. That's impatience. But when you have a sense of urgency, first of all, it comes from knowing that this is very important for me. This is my only opportunity. And then, because this is so important, you're willing to do whatever it is that is needed for you to achieve it. So, if it requires you to spend more time, you are there doing it. If it requires you to acquire new skills, you are there doing it. If it requires you to build a team and be their leader or whatever, you are there to do it. Even if there are things that you don't know how to do, you're seeking to find out how to do it. You're not waiting for somebody to come and ask you, what's happening with your goals, what's happening with your targets, and all that stuff. If you feel that you're falling behind on targets and goals, you don't wait for your leader or somebody who is leading you to come and ask you. You talk to them first. You say, okay, I'm facing some challenges here. I tried doing this, but this is not working. So, is there something that I should do better? Is that, I don't know how to talk to prospects. I don't know how to close. I don't know how to motivate my team. I tried this, but, what should I do? You wait, you're asking, and you're seeking to becoming better in what you're doing so that you get better results. Now, sense of urgency is something that's extremely important. All right, anyone who have achieved any significant success has done it with a sense of urgency. Now, if you try and pursue your goals without a sense of urgency, doing a little bit every day, a little bit every day, a little bit every day, the problem is it does not give you that passion. It does not give you that push. And the success that you are trying to achieve here in the business is not something that's small. I mean, it's a massive success that you're planning on achieving. It's a success that will put you in the top few percentile of the people on this planet. So you cannot approach it as though 1 hour here and 1 hour there and a few days a week. That's not how it's done. Every significant change in life requires momentum. And for momentum, for that speed to catch up, you cannot push a little bit, stop, push a little bit, stop, push a little bit, stop. There's no way you can achieve any momentum that way. So, sitting there, the first decision I want you to make is the decision that this is probably the only thing you have right now to achieve a big financial success in your life. All right? And once that realization sinks in, the second decision I want you to make is building the business with a sense of urgency. And when you start doing the business with a sense of urgency, you will put a tremendous amount of time into what you're doing. Time is a critical factor. The biggest investment in our business is time. And for that matter, in any business. Without putting in the required amount of time, especially in the first few years, there is no way you will achieve any momentum. And that time has to be continuous and consistent. I remember when I started, the first 10 months I was building the business. I was doing it part-time. Most people, everyone who are successful, everybody started part-time. at least like 99.99% that I know started the business part-time till the business grew to a stage where it made financial sense for them to leave their job and focus on the business full-time. So almost everyone starts this business part-time. Now, I used to go to work at 7:30 in the morning, and I would finish by around 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening. The first 10 months, I was not doing it so much the first month because I was still not really understanding the power of the business. But it was during my second month or so where I really understood the power of the business. And after that, after finishing my work around 6 o'clock, I would get back home to sleep by around 1 o'clock in the morning. So from 6 o'clock to 1 o'clock, I would be doing different things related to business, whether it's talking to prospects, my prospects, talking to my team members' prospects, attending trainings, sitting in some coffee shop and just chatting with my team members or my senior partners. It just doesn't matter. I was there on the ground doing activities that were important for the business. I was not home sitting and watching some training video. I was not home reading a book, even though, those are important things. But from 6 to 1, almost every day, I was sitting in front of someone and either talking or listening. Be it prospects, be it my team members, be it my senior partners, whoever it was. And I believe that was the single most important reason that I could achieve whatever I could achieve within those 10 months. In those 10 months' time, by the end of the 10th month, the business was giving me, like 4 or 5 times my monthly salary in a month. And that's when I left my job and started doing the business full-time. But during those 10 months, sleeping for 4 hours, 5 hours was not easy. But that's the price I was willing to pay, not in a frustrated manner or in a helpless manner or something. I was very happy to do it because I knew how important this was. And I was actually excited to do that. I was looking forward to doing it. Sense of urgency is the most important mindset change that you need to adopt at this point in time. Anything that you do with a sense of urgency creates momentum, which is extremely important for success. Any big change that you want to achieve in life is not going to happen without a sense of urgency. You cannot do a little bit here, a little bit there, spread over a few days, few months. That's not how you work when you have a sense of urgency. You understand how important it is that you're working on. And you are working on that with that sense of urgency, not impatience, not restlessness, not getting upset when something doesn't happen or things like that. That's all immature impatience. Sense of urgency is a very mature mindset. It is not immature. It is not the opposite of patience. The sense of urgency, what we are talking about here is knowing that this is a very important thing for me. And probably this is my only option to get out of where I am to where I want to be. And then focusing on it 100%. Now I understand that, we all have families, we have other things to do and all that stuff. Then you got to tell your family that for the next 2 years, this is what I'm going to focus on. You're going to see a lot less of me, but we are doing this together. All right, even though I am the one who is out there doing it, but we are in this together. So as much as your husband or wife might not have to go out there every day, do presentations, face rejections, or do trainings or things like that, they are paying the price by you not being there, having to take care of things in the family almost by themselves. So you need to get that buy-in from your house, from your family, and then put whatever time that's available for you in the business. By doing a little bit here, a little bit there, and saying that, I know this is important and I will do it, and I will never quit, and all that stuff is, it's doing a disservice to yourself. I mean, just think about it. Has anyone really achieved any major success in life by just doing it, here and there, by working on it like a few hours a week, by doing, a little bit on a Monday, a little bit on a Thursday, a little bit on a Sunday? I haven't really seen anything like that. I mean, people work on their hobby like that, but not on something that's so important, especially if that's the only thing that's going to help them achieve what they really want to achieve. So stop fooling yourself, thinking that this is, if this works, okay. If not, then I have that, I have this. There's nothing else. There's absolutely nothing else. If there was something else that you could have done and achieved the level of financial freedom and money, you would have already done it. So quit fooling yourself. There's nothing else out there that is possible for you to do at this point in life. Maybe if you were 10 years earlier or younger, maybe. I mean, there were other things that you could do. But right now, remaining where you are, there are very few options for you to achieve this level of financial success. So once you really grasp that idea, then you will understand how important this is. And if this is that important, then it is worth every spare second you can find in your day. Every spare second. It doesn't matter whether you can find 15, 20 minutes in the morning, in the afternoon, here, there. There are always things to do. There are always phone calls to make. There are always, if not, a lot of conversations during my morning and afternoon, and times like that was just calling my senior partners, just talking to them, and it just feels good. It's not necessarily always calling my prospects, but just being, having your pulse on your business all the time really helps. And one way you can make sure that you don't lose the sense of urgency is by working with target. Have weekly targets, non-negotiable. Now, sometimes you achieve it, sometimes you don't achieve it. That's a different matter. A mistake what a lot of people make is that they start off having targets, and after 1 or 2 or 3 weeks of not achieving it, they just stop operating from that mindset. So have your targets. And if you're not able to achieve it, find out why. And then readjust what need to be done. And then go for it. But from today onwards, no week should pass by where you don't put a target for the next week. Our business works on a week-to-week basis. So you need to have a target every week and declare your target to your senior partners. Tell them what your target is and get their guidance, get their support or whatever. But from today onwards, you should only operate on targets. Anything that's important in life, you have to operate it that way. You need to operate on targets. Otherwise, you're wasting time. And when you operate with a sense of urgency, you have no interest in wasting time. So, I leave you with that message. Get into the mindset of having a sense of urgency. It's a very important mindset to have. Extremely important mindset. So, develop that mindset of having a sense of urgency to achieve your goals. And always operate from the perspective of having weekly goals. Now, your goals can be on different things. It can be on activities, it can be on results, it can be on some targets. It doesn't matter, but you need to operate with goals. Wish you all the best. See you soon.